Y'all ready for this tomfoolery? Since he want to get all on Trump and say his personal life is raggedy. What's going on, America? Welcome to Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. Before we get into this video, I need y'all to do me a favor. Hit that like button, share my videos. Please make sure you subscribe. Make sure your notification buttons are turned on to all. Subscribe to my alternative channel, just in case YouTube give me the slip or something. You'll know how to find me. Don't forget to check me out with all the podcasts and follow me on Rumble in the Jungle. All the links are listed below. If you want to donate to my channel, feel free. Those links are below as well. Now, with no further ado,
welcome to my party. We're just getting started.
Let's get into this.
To get away with it, you get rid of the ability of Medicare to for the ability.
Now y'all see him going Ricky Bobby? Y'all see him going Talladega Nights? Put your hands down. And so what we see him going with Medicare? Put your hands down. Keep them down. What is this? What is this? So now he's going all Ricky Bobby. And he's talking about some winding it up, you know. So what is he talking about besides for us to be able to negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies? What? Well, guess what? We got it down to $35 for insulin instead of $400.
Example, we have 1,000 trillion.
Not good. Not a good look. A lot of work, and 15, no wait, 35, 27, 1 billion trillion. But it gets worse.
In America. Billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24% or 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million.
Now, we know numbers is not his big suit. I know they had to try to prep him for a whole week to get some stats, some numbers to throw out. And yet, at the same time, he's still hacking them up. So he's hacking up the numbers. You can see he's jumping all over the place, catching himself, probably unsure of what is the right number they told me to say. And then all of a sudden, using all of that mental energy up front in this statement, it puts out on the back end. Let's see what happens when he blows a gasket.
$1 billion, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system.
Now look at Trump. Trump is like, I'm going to wait this out. Now, I will say this. I have to give kudos a little bit. Not real kudos, but I think they did it just because they were expected not to do it. And that is the CNN commentators. They did a decent job. And I also am relatively surprised about how well the setup without the mic being on and all of that stuff, it seemed to work pretty decently right there, even though I would have loved to hear crowd reaction and things like that. However, it allowed Joe to go ahead and talk himself right into ending his own career. So Trump's just sitting there like, continue. And this is what I hoped he would do. So Trump, he had a lot of discipline, self-control, while this guy over here thinks he's dropping knowledge until it goes.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with with the COVID. Excuse me, with.
You see, closing the shades. I mean. Now he's searching through his database. Them eye blinks right there, searching for words, searching for concepts. He's sitting there like, I got a blink. I'm trying to go through the channels right now. Click it. No, that's not it. Click it. Go. Darn it. Click it. Oh, that's corn pop. Click it. No, ice cream. That's good. Click it. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? True International. No, that wasn't even a word. Click it. He's going through his database and he can't find nothing.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
Beautiful comeback. He walked right into that. Now, do you understand? That made absolutely no sense. All right. That was the moment when every single operative on the Democrat side said, I was like, we're done. Pack it up. Pack it up. Pack it in. Let me begin. I know Kareem Jean-Pierre Blackgate drop was like, I'm done. I can never go back out again. I just got out there last week talking about some deep fakes and cheap fakes and people taking Joe out of context and showing bad sides of Joe and manipulating videos and stuff like that. Now, how am I going to come out and explain that malfunction right there? And we We beat Medicaid. What does that even mean? And you can see the look on his face. You see him looking down right there? That's a look of, I just blew it, Joey. So let's continue. Trump took advantage of this.
Because all of these people are coming.
Oh, thank you. Somebody caught that. You see how fake Crapper and all of them would save him? Thank you, Mr. President. They would save him right when they see him starting to go. Thank you, Mr. President. They step in and basically let him know, don't say another word. We can see you smoking right now and bolts popping all out of your neck and your head. So just stop. Don't talk. We'll just go ahead and say, thank you, and pretend that that's your time.
Coming in, they're putting them on Medicare, they're putting them on Social Security. They're going to destroy Social Security.
Yeah,
this man is going to single-handedly destroy Social Security.
And you know where all of that money could be going, since you're talking about destroying Social Security, Joe? Maybe if we didn't send all those billions of dollars over to Ukraine, we can go ahead and put that into Social Security. That's what I was thinking. Maybe if we didn't allow all these illegal immigrants to come over here, spend money to get them here, then spend more money to keep them here. Maybe we could go ahead and put all that money into Social Security. Yeah, maybe if you guys weren't shutting down our economy over the COVID virus and paying folks to stay at the crib, maybe we had a little extra money left over. Who knows? Who knows what would have happened? And Trump focused on this throughout the night by letting everybody know all this fool had to do is keep things the same. Trump handed him the baton in full stride, and what did Joe do? Slung it out of his hand. Don't need it. And finished the last leg with no baton. Trump had the lead coming around the bend, digging, handed it off to Joe, and he fumbled it. Just let the baton drop.
Millions and millions of people coming in. They're trying to put them on Social Security.
The total initiative.
Oh, there it is. That was the Porky Pig moment.
Relative to what we can do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
Hands down.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I love that moment right there. That right there is the best soundbite of the night, in my opinion.
End of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said.
Nobody. And you can look in his face and tell he don't know what he's talking about. He knows he's screwed up. I bet you in Joe's mind right there, he's going, no chocolate chip for me tonight. Jill's probably going to beat me when I come home. Did I do good, Jill? No, Joe. No, you didn't. You know what's coming. So here we have Joe talking about something. And Trump just says, I have no idea. Now, Trump could have just ripped him. Trump could have got on, the fact that he's Sleepy Joe and that, all the stuff on stage and he can barely put together a sentence. He just did it subtly, but funny as heck. Because, every sensible person watching that clip right there was like, me either. I have no idea what he just said either. And all they can do as commentators is sit back and watch, which is good. Normally, Mr. President, we're going to interrupt you. That right there is not See, they happen to just sit back and say, everybody's expecting us to be hacks. So we're going to do small little things like help Joe out when it comes down to, letting you know, all right, that's it, Mr. President. Thank you very much. All of whatever efforts they put into trying to make this guy functionable failed miserably.
The total initiative relative to what we can do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think
he don't even look at his face.
We had the safest border in the history of our country.
Priceless. Face tells it all. So much of what went on last night was body language and facial expressions from Joe. I mean, why does he have that old man look like, where you're barely hanging on? That's how he constantly looks. What? Somebody help me. Like a scared old man, constantly, man. So just from appearance alone, every species knows appearance is everything. Perception is reality. When I used to breed English Mastiffs when I lived in Cincinnati, I had a Mastiff named Bolo, from Bruce Lee's, I think it was Enter the Dragon or Return of the Dragon, one of the two, I forget. But Bolo was a big Chinese dude, swole up, everybody used to be like, Bolo. Well, I named him Bolo. Bolo somehow, I think, hurt his knee or his foot or his leg or something. But I would take the dogs up to the dog park, and Bolo got out the truck, limping, got to that dog fence, and when he saw the rest of those dogs in there, male and female, Bolo bucked up, stuck his chest out, came through that fence like nothing was wrong with him. Trotting around the whole time like, that's right, who wants some? Like Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. That's right, we bad. That's right, we bad. Yeah. And I looked at Bolo and said, you're a little too bad, ain't you? Because your leg is blew out. But did Bolo let the people know that? Nope. If he'd have let those dogs know that, they'd have been like, oh, we got a weakling. We got us a weakling in here. He didn't show pain and he didn't show weakness until we got back to the truck. He got in that truck like, oh, God. Whew. I didn't know how much longer I can make it. Because even animals, they recognize if you show weakness, your enemies will take advantage of you. That is weakness. Every dog in the park would attack this guy right here. They would attack him. So there he is with that look of confusion, like he's stunned. What?